Okay.
Can we... What?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Live Reality Games Podcast. My name's Josh, and today we're joined with Vince and Liz.
Hi.
Hi.
Today we will be discussing the first episode of South Africa, Immunity Island.
All right, let's get into it. So beforehand, do you guys have any when you read the cast bio, who stood up to you guys the most? Because we missed the whole cast assessment period, so I just want to catch up.
Yeah, I didn't read the bios, so no one. But I had heard of Dino. So
Yeah,
him.
I think a lot of people have heard of Dino, like that play organs and stuff like that. My go-to was Amy.
Oh, why?
She's a lawyer. Lawyers do usually pretty well on Survivor. She seems fit. She seems like she'd fit in with a lot of people. Just going by her bio, so that's who I chose.
There's two lawyers though in this cast.
Yeah, there is. Yes, I can't remember the other one. Amy stood out for me more than the other one. Mike. Yeah.
Can't even.
Huh?
I can't even picture him. Like I don't even remember who Mike is.
I
just remember his name.
Okay. I don't think he's like wearing the colorful shirt. Like.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
He didn't get much airtime this first episode.
No, but I think everyone got it.
Oh yeah, now I know why I don't remember him, because he looks very generic. Just in a
very generic looking
sense. Like, he looks like everyone on like Australian Survivor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just actually, that's a fun fact because I've been listening to the International Rehab podcast about the cast assessment. So Mike actually got into Survivor because game changes. So
okay, that's changed my opinion.
No, actually, it was because he is a advocate for the LGBTQ community, and because he saw the Zeke and Vuner situation.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and watched all the Survivor back. That's an echo. Do you guys hear the echo?
It might be me. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what probably. Oh, that's not. Is that you, Liz?
What? Maybe it's me. I'll mute myself. How do I do that? There we go.
Sorry, just me talking. Anyway, yeah. So he got into Survivor because of rain changes, because he noticed that the Zeke and Vuner incident, and that's what got him hooked on since. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, wouldn't have expected game changes to get someone into watching Survivor. But then again, you know, Australian Survivor All-Stars got a lot of people into it. And
that's a choice. That's definitely a choice. Okay, I guess. So who was your pick to win, Vince?
My winner pick is Kieran.
Okay, yeah.
Just getting good vibes from him.
He's a strategy consultant.
What?
I don't know. But it sounds like he's made to play Survivor. Like his job role is to play Survivor. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, kind of.
I guess we better talk about the episode, and then after the episode we'll talk about how everything went down. So essentially,
our winner picks though.
Oh yeah, okay. My winner pick is Amy.
Oh yeah,
Kieran, Kieran. Just missing your list.
My winner pick, while watching the start of the episode, because that's when I found out the cast. Pretty early on, about 5 minutes into it, my winner pick was Jason. So that turned out great.
Is there a specific reason why you choose Jason?
The way he was talking, It just sounded like other winners edits from like US Survivor. Because I know like the South African like winners edit is a lot different. And maybe like less obvious. But yeah, because they had like it was a different angle in the confessional, and I just got Vuner vibes. And they kept saying he was like safe. Anyway, yeah.
I actually got you know what's the Torizo that I actually got she's the first boot, and then it just got tripped over. I was like, oh, what? Okay, let's get to the start of the season. Josh, you want to lead with that?
Yeah, of course. So at the start of the episode, we just see people walking towards the mats. Essentially, we get a couple of bios from a couple of people. Very, very just normal Survivor. They get to the mats, and however, they're split up into girls and guys. And at one point, I was thinking to myself, is there going to be like one world where it's girls versus guys? And I'm like, surely not this day and age. They wouldn't do that. So they end up doing a random draw, which we don't see often anymore.
Yep, and I think Liz can talk about that experience since she experienced something similar.
Backyard Survivor season 3. I mean, I wasn't a fan, but it was definitely like, you know, exciting. And I think when I feel like the fact that there's a random draw means that there's a swap coming pretty early. Because I think like when you have that much like randomness at the start, you need like something to like switch it up in case one tribe is just stacked. But it seemed like one tribe was stacked, and yet the challenge went to like the non-stacked tribe. So yeah,
the puzzle, the great equalizer.
That's true. That is true.
So what's your thoughts on the tribes? I'll go through them. So on Zamba, we have Jason, Amy, Anella, Dino, Marisha, Nicole, Quien. I could be pronouncing her. Quien.
Yeah.
Yep. Raina, Sean, and Terizo. What's your thoughts on this tribe? Like, it seems stacked because like the girls in that tribe seemed a lot stronger than the other girls in the other tribe.
I love Quien.
Yeah.
I have so many thoughts
her
about
name,
her.
I love her.
Give us your thoughts, Vince.
Okay, this is like skip forward to the tribal council. She looks pissed. She just wanted to just stand out and walked away. I'm just the whole time they zoom on, she's like,
yeah.
I was like, maybe you should put like, I don't know, like poke her face a little bit, but I'm glad that no one actually see her face, I guess.
It's actually my favorite. She got like the worst edit, but she's my favorite from the whole country.
She got like 2 she said had least confessional.
I think Mike and her share the least confessionals. Yeah, I think it'd be a mix between the two. And Kieran as well. I didn't see much of Kieran.
Yeah, I think Kieran had
and
one
Cara.
or 2.
Carla, sorry. I saw Carla. I'm like, who's this? Like, I didn't see her at all in any point of the game.
Remember Carla.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this tribe is a bit, even they're stacked, there are a lot of personality, like there's a lot of crazy sort of vibe going on.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the other tribe real quick. So we've got the Vuner Tribe. Vuner, I think. We've got Anesu, we've got Chappies, we've got Carla, we've got Kieran, Mike, Paul, Pinty, and Santoni, and we've also got Tyson and Water.
I love this tribe. I love this tribe. I like the big alliance that forming in that tribe. That's why I really like it.
Well, Anesu's like on everything. Anesu's with everyone.
Yeah, and Tyson got so much content as well.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Tyson, he's really surprised to me because I thought he come across like this macho guy, like alpha male, but he seems really toned down and really like adapt, and he's really like approachable, I guess. So that's a really big surprise.
Well, he's the youngest in the cast.
Is he? Yeah, he's like 24 or something, right?
Yeah, he's 24.
Yeah, 24, yeah.
Like, you don't look 24. Like, 24 is like my age. You look older than that.
I could say though, this cast is actually it's older. It's like 30s and up, most of them.
A lot of them look young as well. Like a lot of
Yeah,
the
a lot of
I
them
think
look
that,
young.
no, I think the oldest is 40, so there's not like a big sort of age gap between
Yeah.
the contestants.
Yeah, 40 is not that old, hey.
It's not that old for Survivor, no.
2-year-old or something, like.
So one thing that stands out for me, Santoni, she stands out quite a lot because of her bright colors and everything she wears.
Oh, okay.
I love her so much. I'll talk about her in a minute in the challenge.
Which challenge?
Well, yeah, both, I guess. Like,
Okay, yeah.
she started like I guess we'll talk about the marooning challenge straight away. The reward challenge. So with that one, for some reason, there was a lot of food that would have just went off in a couple of days. Like, it was sort of pointless to have that much unless you ate it all and then like starve yourself the next 3 days. It doesn't make any sense to me why there's so much food. There was a couple of options with like bamboo and stuff like that, but the biggest part, I guess, was the individual immunity necklaces
And the tribe advantage.
and the tribe advantage, which was like one sleeping bag and one net. Which to me, it's just like, is that really a tribe advantage, or is that just like a one-person advantage? You know?
Can I? Okay, so briefly talk about the reward marooning challenge. I think it's a bit underwhelming because it's just like running and get stuff and come back for like a production-based Survivor. That's just my opinion. But I'm glad Survivor's on. But I feel like that could be a little bit more interesting. I guess to make it more interesting, the way it's set up.
I liked it. I liked the frantic running of a marooning.
We see a couple of people get knocked over as well. It's quite hilarious when you see this happen.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It sort of seemed like they had all the water behind them in the beach. Why didn't they just get a boat and do it in the water again? And just like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you think with Survivor, unless like their budget didn't allow a boat or something like that, that'd be different. But I don't know. I don't see how much different in cost it would cost, like make, when it would be a better shot.
Oh. Nah, I prefer the jungle search, you know. But it's like a small space.
Yeah, it's really tight, and then it's like if they put it in the actual jungle, not in the out in the open space where you can. I mean, it's just like I go from point A to point B and come back. It's pretty much like you know, you can see it. So it's like not interesting. Like, it's not that interesting.
It would be interesting in a fan game, though, right?
Yeah, it will be because we have limited budget. Like, for them, it's different.
It would be very interesting in a fan-made game, for sure. One thing I don't like though, the tribe advantage, right? It's only like a couple of like comfort items. Why wasn't it like a fishing kit? Or why wasn't it fire to start off? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a bigger advantage than a sleeping bag. Like, to me, I just don't understand. Obviously, it was a paid advantage because they sponsored the people.
They want them to suffer, Josh.
No.
Do they really? They gave them a lot of
actually,
food and rain jackets and everything.
I actually think it's because I know they because it's foreshadow, it's going to rain a lot. That's why they've been given this sort of luxury item. Because I would rather have a raincoat when it's all raining instead of like the fire doesn't like it will go out. So if it's raining, I guess. So I think that's maybe the logical like point to do that. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the fence of it, really, to be honest. But anyway,
yeah,
we see there's like 10 seconds left, and Dino runs up, jumps up the hole, and grabs a necklace, and sort of like tells people where it is, but they don't listen. Like,
I think they went past. I think.
Yeah, they went past it. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand.
It's just
who was the person he was talking to? Was it Kieran that he was speaking to?
No, Paul.
Paul. Yeah.
What? Okay. Hey, before we move on, before we get into deep, what do you think about that? Sort of a twist that given tribal immunity in that marooning.
Oh, I grabbed that straight away. 100% straight away. Like, you're guaranteed to stay in the game for 2 episodes. You've made 2 episodes of TV. Like, why wouldn't you grab it? I don't understand when people like. I understand there's a lot of money on the line, but like, really, are you gonna win? Like, if you think on day one you're going to win,
Yeah,
why are
and
you there?
like, but the problem is, Josh, right? You might want to get it, but can you find it?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious though, wasn't it?
No, it was right there. It
Like-
was up in the post.
It was like up a big pole. Like it was very
Yeah.
obvious. To me, it was obvious. Obviously to us because they showed us. Like they showed us in a picture, but like I just think if there's like an advantage there that you can be immune for the first tribal council, like you go for that. Screw your tribe. Like they're all still getting your food anyway, so you're still gonna eat. It's not like they're gonna not let you eat.
Yeah, and
You know
it's
what I mean?
like
To me,
understandable like thing. Like you haven't had time with your tribe. You can't be like,
yeah.
oh, people can't be like, oh, you don't trust me. Like, no, I don't trust you because we haven't
Like,
done, you know.
I know that like it's going to put you in bad stead, like moving forward, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's just playing for himself." But like deep down, everyone's playing for themselves.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so we've seen this sort of variation in Survivor, US Survivor, like in Palau, when people jump off and go for a swim, and I think in Gabon as well, when people have to climb up that hill and get it. And all of them seems like all those people who got the necklace seems to not go home because they got the necklace in the first place. Like no one say like, oh, I want to target that person because they play a big game. It's probably because they didn't mesh well with the tribe and stuff. So I guess people will easily forget like after a few days. They'll be like, yeah, nah, you got an advantage. You're gonna last for one tribal. That's it.
Hey Vince, we
Yeah.
can't show comments, so only you can.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
There were people in the Facebook comments as well, like just asking some questions. So when we get to questions, we can go there.
We'll go back to the questions and ask and talk about them. But yeah, like if like you go to this game, a lot of people play Survivor just for like just to play it, right? But a lot of people also go to Survivor to like become sort of like Instagram famous and stuff like that. So like go there, play your game, make sure you're there for multiple episodes so more people can follow you and stuff like that. That's my thought process behind it all. Because you can make a lot more money after the show even if you don't win.
Yeah, legit.
That's right.
Legit.
But I don't
like,
think Dino.
The same. I think the same. Yeah.
I think Dino did. I don't think taking that necklace does make Dino a target. But he made himself a target because of the very obvious reason. But I don't think it's a bad choice for him to grab that necklace.
No, not at all. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the fact
Production
that
wants people to get it. Understand?
I think the fact that
what-
Rayna got the tribe advantage, and I think the fact that he kept that in his pocket and didn't release it to anyone, that was more of a he's playing the game type situation, and like it was a tribe advantage. More people complained about that than Dino.
I have to sort of explain to that because I don't think he has time to read what's on the parchment and be like because he just grab it and shove it in. He doesn't have the time to read it. Yeah, so.
But when Nico's like the hesitation, like that was a lot.
Yeah,
hesitation. Like the fact
he
that
loves stirring stuff.
We're commenting on like, in confessionals, they're like, oh, Nico had to dig it out of him. Like, that's not a good impression.
Well, I think Nico should have said it in the first place. Be like, instead of, because I think he did pause, be like, who has advantage? And then he's like, oh, you have to play it now. So instead of doing that, he should have said like, who got this? You need to play it right now, instead of waiting that pause.
One thing as well, like I guess after the challenge, he talks about Immunity Island. I think he talked about it beforehand, or it was afterwards. But anyway,
yes, he did.
He talks about Immunity Island, and he like fully explains how Immunity Island works. What's your thoughts on telling everyone how it works? I don't like that idea. I think just let it up in the air and just let them work it out for themselves. That's my thought process.
Maybe not going as detailed, but maybe just sort of explain like the basic, like someone from the other tribe will send someone go to the island, and that's it. And that person
Yeah.
will immune, and that's it. That's the only thing you need to know. So, yeah, I agree with you. But yeah.
Why do they even like? Why do they even tell them that they're immune though? Like, to me, wouldn't it be good if they will join you at tribal council? Wouldn't that just be like, cool, okay, we can vote out this person, and then they get to tribal council and they find out that she's immune, and then they have to completely like turn on their idea. I find that more interesting. I don't know. That's my process. That's my thought process about it.
It does say immunity island though. It does,
but like they might have to win immunity. Like they might have to win immunity, so they might be able to have a backup plan.
True, but that okay, yeah, that
makes like a live tribal council, like is okay. But then when it's all like the whispering and the standing up and like that's all it is for like 10 minutes, like.
I don't think South Africa allows that at the moment, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, good on them. Good on them.
Right, Brady has a question. So do they go there every round? I think they would. It's just like a Ghost Island sort of mixed with Exile Island twist.
I wonder what happens at Merge.
So my thinking is that challenge winner will get to send someone to Immunity Island.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. But another thing,
what would they do? Exile. Would they do in like just like in Island of Secrets, right? They went every round, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think maybe some.
No, up until Merge. I think from Merge they didn't go. I can't remember.
No, they did. They did
in Merge.
They did in Merge. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like with the Exile Island twist in the US, it's always like that continues past Merge.
I think it doesn't make sense they stopped the twist that actually advertised on the logo and the season title and then just stop it pre-merge. So I guess but it'll be interesting how they work into the merge period when how do they select people? Do people volunteer or I don't know. That's the interesting thing. But I do want to say I'm not too sure whether it's going to be like Ghost Island based. Like sometimes you go there's nothing. So I don't think that's a good twist. It's just like random choice that if you go there happens to have a round you can play. I feel like that should be a thing for every round.
I think they will have the option of taking immunity every round or taking it back.
No, I mean like the playing for advantage.
Oh, the advantage thing. I think they have to. I think they have to play. Like they have to choose to play for it if they want to have immunity.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So what happened is if they choose not to try for the advantage, they have to bequeath their immunity to somebody else in the tribe. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I thought it's that you go there, you're immune, and then you can choose to play or not.
This makes so much more sense.
Yeah, so you have to choose to play to be immune. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then if you don't win, you don't like. For example, I'm looking on the wiki now, and the wiki is telling me that they lose their vote. Now I don't know if that's for every round, or if it's for just now. But like, if you think about it, if you go there and you want to be immune and you're in a majority alliance, why take that risk of losing your vote?
Mm-hmm.
Because your majority alliance needs your vote.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of like thinking around it and stuff like that. Because if you're in a majority alliance, or if you're like the one vote that will like swing each way or whatever, your vote means a lot. And if you just want to be safe and you don't want to use your vote, are you really playing the game? To me, you're not. Like, if you're just being safe all the time, you're not really playing the game with voting, without voting. So, but you're safe another round. But that doesn't mean anything. Like, you get to the final and you've been safe majority of times because of Immunity Island. You're not going to win.
That is true. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's sort of based on like if you're in a minority, you basically have to do it. But if you're not, if you're in the majority,
if you're in a minority, you sort of have to. Yeah. But if you're in a majority, you don't have to. So that's where it can change. And you could probably give immunity to like one of them people at tribal.
Yeah.
Make a move, and it'd be great.
That's what I loved about what's her name? With the hoodie dress thing. Forgot her name, but that's what I love about her is that she's so self-aware and like she recognized her position.
Yeah.
I'm echoing so much. I don't know who is that, but
I don't think it's you. I think it's me.
yeah.
No, I think it is Liz. I think. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go back to So they go to their tribes. They start building their tribe areas. Let's talk about Xander first because that was where most of the stuff was happening.
Yeah.
So Jason's a structural engineer, which means he can build a shelter. Right. That's his job. That's a weird job, but anyway, it's a job. And he literally just gets given like the leader role that nobody ever wants ever in Survivor. Because the leader usually gets voted out.
I hate that that
concept. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that
it's not
trend.
actually true. Like, and it's said in like every first episode of every Survivor thing ever. And it's like, no, some leaders actually go on to win. Like Tom Westman, anyone? Like,
I think it's sort of different. Like he's leading to build the shelter because he has experience. Doesn't mean he's actual leader. You know, like obviously someone needs to dictate how to do things because they know how to do it. So yeah.
We see him and Sean build like some type of like little alliance to start off with quite early. What's your thoughts on that little duo?
is this Jason and Sean?
Yeah.
See, I love Jason. And I was sort of hoping Sean would get the boot. Just because we hadn't heard much from what's her name? Starting with Q that I don't know how to say. Kian. Yeah, we hadn't heard much from her. And so I was hoping obviously it was interesting that Jason went so hard on like trying to protect like one person, like straight at the start. But I mean, you kind of see why. Like they were probably really tight, and they were both like good in like challenges and stuff. Like it made sense.
Yeah, so, like there's also like you said this part where Sean and Kian are going through all of the vegetables, the rice, the beans, and trying to find a flint. They use a flint. We're trying to find a flint, and Amy's just.
I did that.
Yeah, and Amy's just standing.
Good on him.
Yeah, Amy's just standing there like I'm going to tell everyone, but yeah. What's your thoughts on like doing that straight away? Like, I think it's a bad move. Like, unless you're doing it in front of everyone.
In the moment, I loved it. In the moment, I was like, yeah, good job.
Were they actually trying to find advantage?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought they were really actually trying to find a flint.
No. So that's what they said to Amy, who was standing there. We're trying to find the flint. And it's just like, you're not. But we also see early on there's like a group of 7 that sort of forms. We see Jason, Anella, we see Amy, we see Dino, Marisha, Nicole, and we also see Raina as well, like join this like group of 7.
So can we touch on that? So out of the 7, we have a core type 3 with the 3 blondes. I can't remember her name. Amy?
Yep.
Nicole?
Yep.
Yep.
And Marisha?
Yep.
Marisha? Yeah.
Yep.
So those 3 are the tightest out of that 7, and then we have Dino, who's probably at the bottom.
I don't know. I think that's the wrong take. Like at the point in time, yes. When that 7 formed, yes, I think so. But at the end of the episode, I don't think so. That's my take on it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like he might actually be okay for quite some time.
What do you think about Rena and what's that?
Anella.
And Anella. What do you think they fit?
Oh, them two are tight. I can see them two like becoming like the Christian and Davey sort of like combo of like this season. Like I can't wait for them. Like when Rainier's like pointing at Jason.
Oh my gosh.
He's just like, this one, we'll vote him. And then he goes and touches his ear when he turns around, and it's just it's the best thing.
Going, like he just keeps doing.
It reminds me so much of Shane on All Stars, their first episode, when she's pointing at Harry when Harry's walking away. It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. I love it so much. Like you don't need to be vocal to get your point across. And that just proves it.
This is what you learn from fan games, right? Like when you don't have time to talk, or when people aren't like vocalizing things, that you can just like point at people.
Yeah. Like, why not? Why not do that? Like, it makes it interesting, makes it fun. And, like, you know, he went over and just made sure that he got what he was doing. And, like, yeah, he knew it straight away. So, it was hilarious. I loved it. I loved it so much.
As much as I loved that moment, I hated his reasoning for turning on Jason. Which was that Jason was, like, being a bit messy and unpredictable. And I was just like, I don't really think he is. Like, I just think he's weighing up the options and trying to find a different plan. But, I mean, obviously, Rainier saw more than we did, so...
I feel like the issue with Jason this episode was when they knew they were going to Tribal, he wanted to save the two people that were the obvious two targets from the group of 7. And the group of like 7, well now 6, didn't want one of them to stay. So they're like, we'll just get rid of Jason because he's trying to get rid of us now. We've still got a group of 6 that we can work with. So I think my thought process in that is like, Jason shouldn't have done what he did. He should have
Yeah, I agree. But I relate to Jason because I feel like I would be a Jason in that situation.
Can I also circle back that he actually didn't talk to Sean and Kian as well? So he's trying to protect them. This is what he said, but he's not talking to them. So I feel like then you sort of create that sort of, you try and protect them, but you don't tell them, like, you don't tell them that I'm protecting you.
Yeah.
So they're going to think you're not going to help me because you stopped talking to me.
That's actually true. And at Tribal, we found that, what was it? Thinger said to Jason as he left, like, hey, we could have worked something out.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't understand. I don't understand his thought process of like, let's target one of the power players already. Like, he's targeting somebody who's a big threat straight away. Like, to me, like, it's just like, no, you want to keep that threat in the game. Otherwise, like...
I was thinking maybe he would be thinking about challenge strength because he was targeting, like, Amy, and Amy sort of messed up the challenge a bit.
Well, she was on the puzzle, so, yeah, she lost the puzzle challenge, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess that's, yeah.
You don't just vote out the person who messed up the puzzle. Like,
yeah, you don't vote out the person
really
who stuffed up the puzzle. You don't ever vote the person who stuffed up the puzzle, ever.
Yeah.
Speaking from personal experience, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, I feel like it was the wrong move at the wrong time. Like, it was a good move, but not now. Like, it should have been done later. Like, he said it was a great move for now. I'm like, no, Jason, it's really not. But I guess he learned his lesson. We'll talk about the Vuner Tribe real quick. So we see on that tribe, there's actually 2 people that know each other.
It's giving me Anzac vibes.
Who knows 2 people?
Is there one person that knows 2 people?
Yeah. And Anesu know Kieran, but they don't know Kieran. Like, they don't like friends. They know each other.
But they know each other. It's like
saw the
it's
faces.
an alliance, yeah. And she knows
water. Through water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through yoga thing.
Yeah.
What's the odds of that? Like, we see some people like who will play Survivor and get in the same. They'll have somebody from their same like group they get on, and then they're like, "Oh, I sort of know you." But like, what's the odds of knowing him outside of the game? Like, we see, I think it was I don't want to talk about season 39, but we know that like there was it was ex-boyfriend, sister's ex-boyfriend. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Dean, and
Dean and Kelly.
yeah, like we
Yeah.
see like we sort of see like sometimes there's like that sort of connection, but like they know each other from like the yoga world, which apparently is quite small. I don't do yoga, so I have no idea.
I would have thought it'd be pretty big.
I thought it would be big too, right?
Yeah.
But they are like really top dogs. I think they're like the yoga instructor thing. Like, how many yoga instructor are there? I guess.
Yeah, like imagine having just a yoga instructor job. Like it would be like a part-time job, you'd think. But like if it's a full-time job of just being a yoga instructor, that's quite big. But she's a doctor too.
Yeah.
So
like
how is
the occupation on her thing like didn't say doctor. It said like vegan influencer or something. Like,
Well, I can explain to that. So she's 28 or 29. So she first graduated medical school because her bad family is basically like all doctors.
mhm.
So and then once she graduated, she found out that she doesn't really like being a doctor. So she explored different options. She was a preschool teacher, and she was doing something else as well. And then she sort of find her own thing in this health
Yeah.
resort and this kind of thing. So, but basically she's medically trained.
Yeah.
there you go. I didn't know any of this. I love it. I love the takes. Yeah, but we see Inesu, she makes literally alliances with everyone.
Did you just say how did you say
Sushi?
her name? Did you say sushi?
I thought you say sushi.
Inesu. Inesu. Isn't Inesu?
Inesu.
I've got a list.
Okay.
Okay, Liz. I can't handle it. I'm sorry for my lisp. Why does Lisp have an S in it? Why? Why does it have an S? I don't understand. Anyway, this is completely out of context. But yeah, she's like in every alliance. She's gonna get called out for sure.
Well, that's what I thought about Jason. Because, I mean, not Jason, Tyson. Tyson was like shown making an alliance with everyone, right? Pretty much. I think. Yeah, and I just thought, is that going to be like an AK situation where they're like, hey, you've made like 1 or 2 deals with every single person. That's kind of weird. Yeah.
Let's take you out.
But like, often people do that and they just don't get caught. And then they're like, great players and stuff. So you go one of 2 ways.
Well, I guess right now they haven't been to tribal, so she can play that kind of game. But until tribal, then she really had to pick a side eventually.
Yeah, true.
So in Vuner we have how do we break down alliance? So we got Chappie and Pinty sort of in the Type 2 alliance. We got Kieran and Anesu, Carla and Mike.
Yeah.
And then we've got as a 4, and then we got Anesu and Wada as a 2. And we have Tyson, who sort of talks to everyone but doesn't seem to be in sort of a bigger group, I guess.
He seems like he's spoken to everyone, but he doesn't seem like he's like in. And so same as Santoni. Santoni looks like she's completely out on the outs. It has like no chance in hell.
Wasn't she in an alliance? I vaguely remember her being a part of some group. Maybe I'm wrong.
I didn't write it down, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't write anything down either on Santoni.
I didn't write it down anything at all, so trust yourselves, probably.
They should do like they used to. On the old Australian website, they used to do like alliance charts, and he's like, this person's working with this person.
Yeah,
remember that? That was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
That was so good.
What are your thoughts about Chappie?
I love him. I think he's awesome.
He's fun.
He's fun. He's so good.
Okay, I'm going to bring some knowledge from the podcast I've been listening to. So they did ask a question, who would be your ideal alliance? So what he said he would like a female. He want to align with someone with different race. So yeah, put it out point blank. That's what his strategy to find his alliance member, because he won them because he said because people would group according to gender, race, and everything. So if he knows someone in that group, then that person will feed back whatever that group is saying to him. That's what his strategy is.
People feel comfortable with people who look like themselves, essentially. So that's why he wants to step out of that box. I get it. That makes sense. All I can say, though, this cast is so diverse. I know South Africa is a very diverse country anyway. But I love the diversity. It's something you don't see. Australian Survivor, what is diversity? You know what I mean? There's...
Australia is so diverse as well, and Australian Survivor does not reflect that.
No, not at all. I think you've just got to look at I don't know, just general friends groups and have a look, and then look at that. I don't understand how they can get it so wrong. Sam is Big Brother, but we're not talking about that.
Should we move on to that that sort of leader challenge fireman thing?
Yeah, the most bizarre challenge in history.
And it's like an outpost.
It is.
Yeah, it's like an outpost. I love it.
I find it weird though. The players said when they got back, "Oh, he didn't win anything. That's it." Surely there was something else. Do you know what I mean? It's just there had to be something else. I actually thought it was a challenge going into it. I'm like, oh, they're just going to make 5 for the first challenge, and the first people that will win will just win. I thought that was the challenge.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, this gives sort of vibes that I like, something different. But no, we find out that they just go there to make fire, and the first person who makes fire gets flint and a box of wood.
But they do get something else.
They do. I love this. This is the best thing.
Can you explain the twist, Josh? Because
okay. So it's diplomatic immunity. So they get a bracelet each. So they can play it after the. Yeah, I love this. This is the best thing ever. They can play it after the challenge, right? So if their tribe loses, they can play it, and then they can switch to be over on the other tribe, and that's it. So they can be immune for one tribal, but they stay on the other tribe. They don't come back.
So So the other tribe basically are gonna lose a lot of numbers. So I think there's a lot of swaps.
They lose. Yeah, they lose 2 people essentially if they lose because, Jason got one of the bracelets, so one of them's already gone. But yeah, I love it. I think it's amazing. I don't have anything wrong with it at all.
Can I just say something spoilery? Because it's been shown, I think it's more likely we're going to see it's being played, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely it'll get played. I love it. Hopefully Jason's one comes back in the game.
Question. Do we think the outpost thing will happen every round? I don't think so.
Nah.
I don't think so, but I thought that was the Immunity Island thing. So when they said, oh, send someone to Immunity Island, I was like, what? Didn't we do that already?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was sort of a bit weirded out by it when I
think they're playing too many twists and too many immunities in this one episode. They should have maybe do it keep it for another.
Is it really
episode,
that many though?
There's
it's always a lot in the first step.
There's two idols.
Yeah.
There's the bracelet, which is 4. And then we got the immunity island thing, which is 5.
But you look at it now. There's literally nothing in the game besides 1 diplomatic immunity bracelet.
But we don't. Well, now yes, but
yeah.
But if they found an idol, that would be how many people will be immune by it? So I feel like you need to spread out a little bit more. Maybe next episode to have something to talk about instead of trying to jam everything in episode 1.
I think it's purely for production purposes. And it's to make people play hard earlier on. That way we can get because nobody wants to be first boot, right? So people will play hard to not be first boot. Right. So I think my thought process behind it all is they're going to do a couple of big things at the start just to get the game rolling so it's not boring to start off with, and the unfit person gets voted off first and that's it. I think that they've done it in a way where, people who are unfit have so much more of a chance of winning this season now because it's not just challenge-based focus at the start, which I love, right? But also the way they've done it, it's engaging to like new audiences as well, because like this is going to be like the only like one of like probably 3 reality TV shows you'll see like this year in South Africa because of like COVID.
Bold claim, but
No, but it's true though. Like more people will watch this and they'll love the first episode because they're like, oh, it's so intriguing. Things are going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So like, I think that's why they've done it the way they did it. I could be wrong. Come for me if you want, but like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like they've done more in the first episode, so more people become engaged and then want to watch more because they've fallen in love with someone or, you know, that type of thing.
I've fallen in love with Kian. Even though I don't know how to say her name. She's a legend. And I hope she somehow wins despite her weird edit. But you know,
hey, they've had winners that have never had a confessional in the first episode before. So
yeah, exactly.
You never know. You never know.
And like, how weird an edit did Tom get from season 6? Like,
yeah, he I don't think he's edit picked up until like late post merge because I was like, who's gonna win?
Yeah, like not Tom. He's the GOAT.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the challenge, the immunity challenge?
Yeah, why not?
Do you like it? Yes, yay or nay?
It's basic, but like I like it. I always love a challenge. I love a challenge where there's like land meets water type thing. Like there's a bit of a water challenge, and then it's back up to the land, and there's a puzzle. Like it's very basic. It's nothing like outstanding about it that like makes me want to watch it again. But like I just love the. What was that?
It had Survivory vibes, and I really liked the rope thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to the plank.
You just want to say her name now every time we just mention Samrang. Just like, I love Kian.
What if I didn't mention it just then?
She will when we get up to the part where Kian's making the ropes. What didn't she untie the ropes?
I didn't even remember that she did that.
She untied it and then she put it back on, I think.
Yeah. I liked it. Like, I don't have any, like... Yeah, like, I'd watch it again. I wouldn't watch it again, but, like, that's a challenge. There's nothing special about it. Did they put the right people in the right spots? I think they did. Maybe
for Zamba, I think the challenge part is actually depending on the puzzle. So I think they all put the right people in. Just that they got a medical doctor on the other side. So
I just think that I think in these challenges where it's like puzzle based, you should just worry about the puzzle. Because like if you're like 20 seconds behind somebody,
yeah,
the puzzle's the equalizer, right? So if you've got good people on the puzzles that are good at puzzles, put them on the puzzle. Like
even if they're good at stuff. Yeah.
Even if they're good at running.
No, but the thing is, then you need to consider there's the swimming part as well. Like if someone's struggling swimming, that's going to give a lot of time. The puzzle you can't catch up, so you have to be. But like both beginning and the end is important, but the in between doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like the people doing the rope ladders didn't matter at all. Like that didn't make any difference. The people untying the rope and putting it on, that didn't make any difference. We're just seeing people run up that wall anyway. Like it didn't matter anyway.
Really bad at it.
Yeah, but I feel like if somebody's like not a swimmer at all, right? They should probably be voted out in the first couple episodes because there's going to be some swimming based challenges. We know this in Survivor.
Rip.
Right? But it's true. But like, you know, the first like you look at
anymore.
You look
what
at
about Jervis?
you look at there's like the balls in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Right? One of the balls was like knee deep in water. Like it wasn't high. Yeah. Like there was you didn't have to swim. You literally just had to walk in the water, then walk up a wall. Like anyone could have done that. Like it didn't matter who did that. So like I just think like there is like only like 2 or 3 people that had to swim. And the other people could have just walked out or like ran out to their spot. So I just think I think it's they could have done better on the puzzles if like somebody was better at a puzzle. That's the only thing I think they could have done differently.
But they did put the right people in, I think.
I think they did. It just depends. Like, you know, we didn't see how long the elapsed time was. Like, it's like, oh, they did it real quick apparently, but did they? Like, they may have done it for 20 minutes without us knowing.
It's pretty easy though. The puzzle looks pretty easy.
It looked easy.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, but like under pressure, the first vote, you know,
yeah,
that's when you're gonna probably stuff up the most, right?
I think
and
so.
like the last vote before final tribal, and you're on the outs or something.
Well, okay, let's talk about. So we know Vuner wins, and okay, what do we think about decision sending Terizo to Immunity Island? Do you think it's a good choice? Bad
smartest
choice?
move ever. Yeah, smartest move ever. Like, there's nothing else you can say about it.
I don't know, because it does, like, that's if she's perceived as the weakest person, right? Then you're further alienating her from the tribe. So it's good in the short term, but in the long term, it kind of makes her more likely to be voted out. And if you can't send the same person back to back, then I don't know.
They haven't said that though. You're really echoing.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll just talk. But no, like, I think sending her makes sense. Like, because obviously she struggled at the challenge, and sounds bad, but just looking at her, she's probably not the best runner. So, like, moving forward into the challenges and stuff like that, you know that they're not going to have, like, somebody who's that competent on a running path, but also didn't do that well in a puzzle as well. So, like, she's just sort of dead weight in the next challenge.
I have to agree, because I think she's probably going to go home if they didn't send her, because I feel like she's the most, like, obvious out person in the whole tribe, in the two tribes even. So
yeah. You're muted. You're muted.
You're muted, Liz.
It's like she didn't gel well with people socially. Like, she knew she was on the outs as well.
Yeah. I can't understand. I don't understand how she could be, like, social. Like, she said she found it hard to, like, mix in with, like, the personalities of that tribe. But, like, to be honest, I think, like, every personality was represented in that tribe. Yeah, the outgoing people. Yeah.
No, I relate. I relate to that. Like, sometimes you're just on the wrong tribe in terms of, like, you just don't gel with people. And, like, if they were talking at the start, which I think they were, right?
Yeah.
There was kind of some, so she probably gelled with, like, all the people in the other tribe. And then she's like, oh, rip. And then that, you know, that kind of, there's a blockage there. But hopefully that's just a time thing. Like, hopefully she can get to know some of the people and vibe with some of them and be in alliances, because I like her, and I think if she does that, then she can go far.
I feel like if they can. Sorry, you're very echoey. Thanks. I feel like if they can not go to tribal this time, and there's, like, a tribe swap at 18, because being random and everyone just getting all these advantages and stuff like that, things should move off pretty quick. She might be able to make more, like, friendships and that with the other tribe because they saved her. That type of thing, like keeping that in your back pocket.
But I don't think she's gonna last long. I feel like that's such a really hard thing to overcome when you don't gel with. There's like 9 people in your tribe. You can't gel with any one of them. And based on the edit, there's no one she can cling to. So that's a bit hard to come back from. So hopefully things turn around for her. But I feel like she's walking that, like, has a big target on her.
Maybe she might get like that type of edit where it's just like, oh, I can't gel with anyone, and then it's like, oh no, it's so hard, and then she gets like this like huge underdog edit where then she becomes like fan favorite and she becomes like top 5 or something like that. And I'd love that story arc for her, but
she will never win.
Yeah, but I don't think she can ever win.
I don't know. That's what we thought about Tom, right? Like, she could win.
But Tom has an alliance, though.
Yeah, but like, she could be in an alliance. Like, it's episode 1, and she was like away from her tribe for a bit. So like, give her time, you know.
Well, Sean's on the outs now.
And Kian.
No, not really. She voted with him.
Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. I have to mention that Kian does know who they're voting for. That's why she wrote Jason. So there's something they're not showing us. How can she know they're voting for Jason?
Yeah, I want to know this.
Yeah, like who was she voting for? Was she voting for Amy?
Who?
Kian. Like, I know that she voted.
No,
like, we know that she voted.
We know that
she voted for Jason, but the edit showed us that she was going to vote for Amy because that's what Jason and Sean said to her.
Or she's going to vote for Sean because Sean voted for
her.
Kian.
Yeah, but I don't think that was actually the conversation. Though.
I think there was like talk of voting Amy, but it wasn't like going anywhere because. Well, wait, did Amy get votes? Did Jason vote for Amy? Who did Jason vote for?
Kian.
Yeah. So like, if there was like talk of voting for Amy, but it wasn't going anywhere. So it was between like Kian and what's his name, Sean, to Jason anyway, or to the edit.
Yeah, so like I think I guess we should talk about them choosing Teresa and Teresa going to Immunity Island real quick. So her time on Immunity Island, she got there and she's like had a dilemma. She had to either choose to participate, and so here's how Immunity Island I think is like sort of cool, right? So you have to go there and you have to participate in the challenge for you to be safe. If you choose not to, then you're not safe. Right, so then you have to bequeath that to somebody else in your tribe. So you could go there and give immunity to somebody else if you really wanted to. But you're not at the tribe choosing who's going to go home. So it's hard for them to know. But then at the same time, the tribe thinks you're going to be safe. So they're not going to ever like put your name out there. So how do you think that affects like everything back at camp?
I guess when they found out that they have to play to do it, then they can sort of strategize to include that. So they would do that as a backup plan. So the first one will be someone in the tribe, and then the second backup will be the person who go to Immunity Island if they don't come back with a necklace. I think that's the strategy moving forward, if they know about what it is.
Yeah, but like only Teresa knows. So like, because he didn't really go on that in the tribal. Like obviously Teresa might tell someone and then they might know. But like, I don't know. I actually like it because it makes everything interesting. It's not just like you get there and you're immune.
I thought that was the case because I thought they're not going to go to tribal, but I was surprised they actually have to penetrate.
But that's how it's different to Exile, I guess, and that's how it's kind of cool. Like, it's a different twist, but it's not too different, and it's not like too game changing. It's like just a little tweak that makes things a bit different and interesting.
Because most of the time we see like these twists where it's like immunity, right? And then they go to the island and come back after tribal, and then they're safe, and like that's their immunity for the round. But this one's like you can be immune if you want to, or you can give this to somebody else, but it might cost you a vote. Or like, I wonder what the advantage is, because like you play for an advantage, right? You're automatically immune. So would it be like an idol?
It was an idol.
An idol clue or idol?
Idol, I think. From my shitty memory, I think it's an idol.
You're muted, Liz.
I thought it wasn't explained. I must have missed that. So it was an idol? Oh, so we don't know. Yeah.
I think, Josh, can you look up how they probably say it somewhere? I heard it's an idol.
Nah, it just says, if the castaway chooses to compete in the challenge, they earn an advantage in the game. If they lose, they will lose their vote at Tribe or Cancel. Maybe the advantage can change from time to time. Like, because they're not going to give everyone an idol. Like, imagine being immune and then having an idol as well. Like, maybe that was the first episode. But
yes, I was thinking that. But yeah, but I think it's not. I remember correctly, it was an idol. Or maybe I got switched up with the actual idol they're going to have when they play it. So I don't know. So
could the advantage be like a double vote? Like, you don't lose your vote, but you get another one. Or like...
yeah, it makes sense. Because if you're like sacrificing your vote, or you get like, that's like a cool, like it mirrors each other. Like, makes sense.
But don't you? I feel like I don't know. I want to say something stupid because I was thinking like, so if they play it, they're guaranteed to have something anyway, and then they're gonna get extra something. So it's like, why do they person get two things if they have a chance to get two things at once? So that's my only. I mean, they have to play the challenge basically.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why not just like make them do the challenge, and if you win, you get to keep your vote, but if you lose your vote. Why do they get another advantage? Like, that's crazy. Like, that's too many. Maybe.
Yeah.
But then we're talking about South Africa Survivor here. So
also maybe the challenges are like just really hard. Like maybe it's unlikely that they'll win. Like they have to really, dig deep. I guess in a literal sense for this one. Yeah.
Can I say something? I feel like she went in digging the wrong way. She just started at one spot and then like you have to go and like push everything, like just go like crazy. She just like digging and then
she had a good digging method, but it was all in like kind of the same spot. She just kept going down and it was like there's more area to dig.
Yeah. She looked like she struggled though at the start. Like she was like finding it hard to push sand away. I'm like, she's not going to get it.
Hard. It can be hard to push sand away. It's like packed in.
Just kick it.
Oh, that's actually so smart. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, maybe
you just stand on it and kick it behind you.
Challenge. See different people
stand on it and you just go squeeze.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, how long was the timer? Do you reckon? It looked pretty quick. It looked like 2 minutes or something. Yeah.
5?
You wouldn't be able to tell, I reckon. Like,
yeah, it's interesting. I liked it. I like the idea of Immunity Island. I love a twist in any game. I love a twist that can like save somebody who needs saving. Like, I'm all for that. I love that.
Josh, can I ask a question? Are we going to see this in Melbourne's season 4?
Yeah, I'd love it. I would love it.
Are we though? I don't know. I feel like you just be asking me that question.
It's now my franchise list I've taken over.
Wow. Rip.
I think it's 2 against 1. So.
Well, maybe I'll just buy you both, and then.
No, I'm with you. Like, I feel like for fan-made production, it's so hard. I think it's really hard. You have to think about extra challenge. And then it's just extra filming. It's extra work. So, I mean, we never know.
Like, it depends on what you do, right?
Yeah,
it depends on what you do. But we will talk about this afterwards, so we don't spoil for season 4. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I had fun this episode. Tribal Council was just normal. Like, it was a normal Tribal Council. There's nothing really explosive about it. Nothing really happened that was like, oh wow. The only thing we see, what happens is we see Dino after the challenge quickly talk to one of the other guys. Yeah. We see him do that. And then he like outs himself to the whole tribe afterwards like an idiot. I'm just like, nobody saw you, man. Nobody saw you.
Like, no. Just when I thought, Dino is the super fan, the org person, like but he's not. He's playing well. He's not being like that classic, early boot who just kind of goes crazy and does a bunch of weird things.
And then he did it.
And then he... But I think he can recover. Like, he did well before that and after it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a. So what he went wrong about it is wrong. He said like, okay, so Sean's gonna tell you this. So let me explain to you. No, you don't throw you under the bus. Don't try to elevate like, oh, this person's gonna shank me in front of everyone. So he could have just come clean and be like, hey, I know if you not noticed, I actually asked the other tribe to send me. But I don't get his logic. He just want to know what is in there. But really immune, like you don't need to know this now. You can know it later. Or it's just so bizarre that he wants to go to just to check it out.
When he's like, help me. I'm like, how is that meant to be interpreted? Like, you're immune. Like, why do you need help?
Why send him to Immunity Island? Like, what? So help me, send me. It's just like, why? It doesn't make any sense.
Also, this recurring narrative of like Paul just ignoring him, like in the whole episode, like.
Yeah.
But okay, I do think Dino's a classic case overplaying. It's too fast. Just need to calm down, take it slow.
To be honest, I think Jason overplayed too early, hence why he went. Him trying to save like people in his other alliance from his big alliance when they were the only people he could have targeted. Like to me, it makes no sense. Like the only 2 people they could have targeted from out of the 7 was his other alliance that he wanted to save. It's just like, how are you going to make that happen, mate? Like, it's not going to happen.
He is a super fan as well, so. But I do have to say, like, if Dino's not immune, would he be in trouble? Like, would they prefer Dino?
I think he'd be in trouble.
I think Dino did the right thing. Dino did the right thing, right? And he said this part when he's talking to the 3 blonde chicks, right? The blonde alliance. I'm going to call them the blonde alliance because that's the only way I can remember them. But you see him talking to them for quite some time about like the Jason vote and like Dino telling them about Jason targeting Amy and stuff like that. So he's done the right thing in like making himself like trusted by like a really tight alliance. So I feel like the fact he's like in that tight alliance, even though he's on the bottom, it's going to get him a lot further. They're going to use his vote. Yeah, and they're going to use his vote further down the track.
Well, sorry, can I just suggest that because they all know the 3 blondes are tight, so voting out Amy is actually not a bad idea to weaken a tight 3 because there are 3 votes there. Like people have to grab those 3. Like either you grab them or you take one out. So
yeah, but they had that initial alliance of 7. Remember this, and then one of the 7 decided to flip on one of the people inside the 7. So that's when the other 6 were like, no, we can't let this happen. Even though like they know that the girls are tight, whatever. Like you know that Anala and Raina are pretty tight as well because of like them talking to each other in that little like with Jason that little section there. So I can see that being like them 2 being tight as well, and then Dino being like that 6, the person on the bottom, like maybe out of the 6, but they've got 3 more people they can take out now. I don't think any of them 6 are going for the long time.
Well, I have to say, Anela, is it Anela?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's playing with his heart at the moment. Like when he promised Sean he's gonna write his name down, that kind of stuff. I think he's playing with his heart way too much. I think he needs to sort of think that's the strategy. You have to vote someone now. Someone has to go home. Like you can't just promise everything. I promise anyone I can't write your name down.
So the issue with a lot of younger players is they can't get out of like they want to play a big game, but then they can't get out of their head and like how they feel to like not take out somebody like that. So I feel like that's one of the issues. I feel like moving forward he might get out of that, hopefully, because he seems like a smart player to me. He's put himself in a majority. He's been able to understand the whole vote. Him and Raina pulled off like the Jason blindside essentially. So
well, no, I don't think he was actively participating. He was not want to go Jason out.
But he was the one who we saw telling the girls that Jason threw out Amy's name, right? So that's like a big part of it. I mean, maybe other people were doing that as well, but yeah. But
then he went to tell Sean about trying to find an idol because you might need it. Like I can't confirm anything, but you need this.
I
Yeah.
love that. I would so do that. Like, wouldn't you do that? Like, just whenever someone who's maybe about to go, you just say, like, last minute, you're like, hey, if you have an idol, probably play it.
Isn't that so cocky though? Like, it's one of the cockiest moves ever. It's just like, I know I'm not going home, but you might be. Like, it's just like,
well, he does know he's not going home.
Yeah,
Like,
I know, but like, it's so cocky. It's like so up yourself in a way.
But I guess the best way to run, like, you'll be saying that I won't write your name down, but I can't promise everyone's going to do that. So that's not a good way to do that. You know.
Okay, so I guess tribal cancel happens. We see Jason go home. What is your thoughts on the episode as a whole?
Loved it. I was Devo for Jason because, like, he was my winner pick and he was my fave. But like, it was great because it was so unpredictable. And I didn't like Kian's edit. Because I felt like it was clear, like, she was doing stuff that they, like, weren't showing that was kind of important, like the fact she was in on the vote and stuff. But then someone pointed out to me, hey, you know, South African Survivor, like, edits are a bit, like, different, like, they're not as obvious sometimes. And so I was like, oh, that gives me some hope. Like, I like that. And I didn't completely follow all of what was happening all the time, but, like, now I know what was happening, and I feel like I know enough to keep watching, even though I don't remember people's names. Like, I'm keen for it.
Vince, what's your thoughts?
I think it's a solid episode. It sort of reminds me of the season 6, that crazy tribal when Seamus went home, because he's not the first boot. Like, Jason's not your typical first boot as well. So I like the not the typical first boot go home. And I think it's a solid start, and I hope we're gonna get this trajectory of, like, season 6 vibe going into this season, because I think a lot of players coming to really, really play it.
Yeah, I love this episode. I can't say anything bad about it. I feel like the advantages were needed, so somebody that was an obvious first boot didn't go home. Because I feel like sometimes people are casted as the first boot, and I don't like that. That's my personal opinion. So that's yeah. I loved it. I wouldn't watch it again though. Maybe. Like, if I was to rewatch this season, I'd be happy rewatching the episode. But, like, I'm not gonna watch the episode again because, like, I don't feel like I missed anything.
I would consider watching it again, just because there was a few. Just like, there were some things we weren't completely clear on, like, on what happened. There was a few, like, quick moments that I missed, but I don't need to, because, like, see what happened on Twitter. Like, everyone will tell me what's going on if I don't completely follow it.
Okay.
It's not like you're gonna YouTube it. It's not like you're gonna YouTube it. Like, you know, it like good episode. You YouTube, like, what happened, like, in a tribal or something. But anyway,
do you want to do yours? Yep. You want to do yours?
Okay. So this is a new thing I came up with. In honor of Backyard Survivor 3 Sammy jury question. We're gonna introduce for our podcast. We're gonna introduce Kiss, Marry, and Kill as a thing for us going forward. We're gonna do it for Backyard. We're gonna do it for Canberra. If we're doing Melbourne Survivor again, we're gonna do that as well. So basically, the podcast we're doing. So to explain, Kiss is someone that did really well in this episode. And Mary is someone that we think has a good future in the game, or did something set them up to be really good in the future in the game. And Kill is someone we think did a horrible move. Doesn't have to be, or someone we don't like in that episode, basically, but there's no criteria. So, Josh, you want to go, who you want to kiss?
All right. So this is somebody who did, like, decent in the game, yeah? Something like a decent move and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, in this episode.
Okay, cool. All right. In this episode, I think we have to kiss Raina. Yeah. It was so good. Him pointing at Jason when they were talking, the three of them was so good. It was so like under the radar. It was great. He didn't even have to voice his opinion to get what he wanted.
Not a fan, but continue.
Yeah, that's my choice for that one.
Liz, who's your kiss?
See, I'm bad with people's names. I'm gonna say, I forgot her name again, but the one I keep talking about. Kien. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I reckon. Okay, maybe not. She's just my favorite. Can I kiss like the person who's just my favorite?
Well, you have to marry someone like who you think it's gonna set up in the future. So, do you think she did well? Do you like her just in this episode, or you think she's more of your favorite down the road?
I'm gonna say down the road. Actually, I'm gonna say. I think Dino. Like, he didn't. Hear me out, okay? He made a bad move. Like, he made a terrible move, right? But before that, he did, like, good stuff.
Just one thing.
Hang on. When did he do good stuff?
Sorry. When he was, sussing out all the relationships and, like, he was getting the immunity necklace thing. I don't know. I found him fun, but I won't say who's fun. I'll say Threezo, although she was fun, because she accurately determined where she was, where she fit in with the tribe. She wasn't afraid to, she wasn't like telling herself, "Oh no, you're okay, you're fine. You're a great Survivor player, like, you can't be on the outs." Like, she could admit it and find out how to move forward and make the best decision from there. And I admire that. So I will kiss her.
I agree with Liz. I think she has a lot of self-awareness, which is really, a lot of people I've met have no self-awareness, I guess. Like, she's good that she has self-awareness. In her position in the game, like, you're not that good, so that's fine. Just work through it to be better. For me, I would say Teresa as well, based on that. She has great self-awareness. Although she's not going to do well in the future, but I think she harness all her sort of skills. She might make it further, I hope. Okay, we know Liz is gonna marry Kian. Do you still want to explore on that option, or?
I want to explain that. So, because based on the edit, right? I think she has, like, across all seasons of Survivor, like, I think that there's often this person who gets like a bad edit early on who does well later, and I think that's her. And also, the fact that she was in on the vote, like, and that was so unexpected to us, like, it shows that she's doing better than what the edit is telling us, and that means that the edit wants to make us think that she's not gonna do well, but that it's tricking us. So that's my analysis on that. So I think she's in a good spot.
Josh, who are you going to marry?
Okay. I was going to say Amy. However, Amy was the name that was thrown out of the girls. So I feel like she's the obvious target there. So I'm not going to say Amy. I'm going to say, we didn't see much of her, but Nicole.
Why?
Now, she's put herself in a group of 3, but she's not the clear one to go. Right? She's also put herself in a group of 6. Right? And she doesn't have to do much right now to get to get further in the game. So I feel like she's put herself in a good spot. However, I feel like if she's tribe swapped without her girls, she could be in trouble.
I also think, piggyback on your comment, I also think out of the 3, she's the least, like, she's in the middle. So, Marisha is like physical threat. And then you've got Amy, who's more of a strategy sort of, quite obvious target as well. So she's in the middle, so no one's gonna sort of look at her and be like, we need to target them her first. So I think you're right in your analysis. So for me, Mary, it's a Nesu because her connection, sort of social roots, just spur across the whole tribe. So I think she's set up well in the future, but when they go to tribal, so then we might have to see whether she can, really utilize to keep everyone on her sort of her social circle without pissing anyone off. So, right, Liz, who are you gonna kill?
I'm gonna kill Renier. I don't vibe with him. He looks like Neil Gottlieb, and I don't vibe with him either. I didn't like his reasoning for turning on Jason. I didn't feel like that was good reasoning. I felt like it made sense for other people to vote Jason because it's like, oh, he's targeting Amy. We want Amy around. He wants to keep around these people that we don't want to keep around. But when he was talking to Renier, it just seemed like before we got like Steven and JT vibes from them, It just seemed like they were sussing things out. Like he was just putting it out on the table and being like, well, there's this or there's this, These are the things that we could do. Let's explore the possibilities. And then Renier was just like, he's too messy and chaotic. He's thinking about things that I don't want to do, so I'm going to vote him out. And it's like, but he trusts you. Like, no. I don't like it. But Renier he's a fun person. It's fun. He's fun to watch, but he's my least favorite.
Josh, are you going to kill this episode?
Yeah. So I would say Chappie's for his nude run, but
why?
What was that?
I don't understand. Like he won the challenge, and he's like, "I'm going to strip off and run into the beach with my bare ass out." It didn't make sense to me. But no, I'm not picking him. I'm picking Jason.
Hang on.
Like I know Jason's gone.
Wait, hang on. Before you move on, Chappie in that podcast actually mentioned he bought a orange Speedo, so we're probably going to see him with more flesh or like with that Speedo.
There you go. No, I'm going to say Jason. Now, there are so many things wrong that Jason did. Jason went into the game saying he didn't want to tell people what his job was, which makes sense because he was literally like a structure builder, right? So then he's like, stuff, and I'm just going to tell him. And then got caught up in the moment without you got to go out there and play the game from day one. I know that people say it's hard for people to go out of their head and stuff like that, but lie about your job. If your job is going to help you out there, lie about it.
No, I don't reckon.
Because he's a structural engineer, right? So they're everyone's going to be like, oh, he does things with shelters.
Wait, why do you need to lie about your job when that job's going to probably help you building a shelter? People will want to keep you.
No, but hear me out. No. So if you had that type of job, that's putting yourself in a leadership position straight away because people are going to be like, oh, he knows how to build them. Let's put him in the leadership position. Let's just keep asking him questions so we don't get that's why I think that he should have lied about his job. Because of that reason, it put him in this role he didn't even want. He even said, I don't want to be put in this role, but I've just literally put myself in this role. And then people were just listening to him. I don't understand that logic. If you can explain that logic to me and make it make sense.
I think if you, I don't think she needs to lie about it, but I think she needs to be more forefront about it. Like Liz said before, people with leaderships do get to the end. He didn't get voted up because he's a leader. He get voted up because he was being unpredictable. So
no, but his name was out there straight away. His name was already out there. And then when he started to do one thing that was sus, everyone's like, let's get him out straight away. It wasn't even there was no thought process. He also put his hand up for the fire making, and then
no, he didn't put his hand up. He was nominated.
Yeah, exactly, because he was the leader of the structure builder. Exactly. And all these negative things keep happening to him because all he could have done, if all he did was lie about his job, he wouldn't have been put in that position at all.
But yeah, I guess it's just he come in No, I know he did come and say he doesn't want to tell people that he's doing that, but I don't know why he just switched, just decided not to
Yeah, it
lie
makes
about
no
it.
sense to me. Like, I can't make any sense of it in my brain that, like, if you're going in there, like, I played a fan game and I lied about my job. Like,
That's just because it's fun, though, right?
But it doesn't make sense.
no, but like, say an old job you had, like everyone's worked in fast food. Like, just say something like that. You know what I mean? Like, say something that you've worked in previously, so then people will be like, "Oh, cool, no worries," and then you can explain stuff that you've done in the past, and like, you're not lying technically, like you are, but like you're not
holding back something.
That's it's 39 days game. It, like, you can't lie.
I don't think I would. I don't know. I'm a salesperson, right? I don't think I'd go in there saying I'm a salesperson.
I mean, fair, but like
because like people build, like, for example, people put salespeople with like selling like their story, like,
well, yeah, but
and like
also
selling like a skill. Well, it's just like, oh, if he's a good salesperson, he's going to like have a great spill at the end of the game. Let's get rid of him now. Where
no, I don't think it's gonna, unless you're
this, like his job literally put him in the leadership position. You can't say it didn't.
It did, but
also his actions did that, and also like heaps of other people have done that and they've been fine. You know, like,
I don't know. I just feel like everything that happened to him happened because of what he said at the start.
Yeah, I also think that
it was a ticking time bomb. It was bound to happen.
No, I do, but I also think that lying about your job and just because you're sharing 39 days, and it's like if you go in, you think you want to win, you're sharing that 39 days. Like, how long can you keep up, like, with your, you know, you can't share part of yourself. Like, you can't be you. You always have to think twice when you say something, I guess. That's another thing, like, people need to consider. Like, people caught on you, like, you're not adding up. So that might be a negative thing.
Nobody's going to come out and be like, he's lying about being a teacher. Like, nobody's going to come out and say that when he's a structural engineer. Like, if it was a job where it's just like, he's like got a particular trade where he's like really good in something, right? And then he said he's something else. He could just be like a handyman or something like that on the side. You know what I mean? Like,
I just don't understand it though. Like, when you have to recognize when like you can't hide your job. Like, when you like, it's your like an identifier. Like with you, like, you talk like a salesperson a lot. So people could be like, kind of feel like Josh is a salesperson, like, and it just creates a little bit of doubt, you know?
No, but I also think job is the launching point or talking point to build relationship with other people. Maybe some people who like has a father who does the same job as you, and then you can build point like, I am passionate about what I'm doing. Like, I want people to know what I'm doing, and I want to share that knowledge. Like, I'm passionate, and it's a talking point, you know.
Yeah, but like, your job, Vince, doesn't have anything to do with Survivor.
Like, people might think I'm.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is that, like, if you have a job that's going to help you in Survivor, do not say you have that job.
But you could easily argue that it doesn't help you.
No, it does, especially being a structural engineer.
Yeah, but that helps you with the tribe. Like, that's fine. They want to keep you around. Anyway, let's move on. I
don't think you want to have your name out there. Like, his job literally had his name out there day one.
Okay, my next point is,
his like name is out there because of his job.
He says structure engineer doesn't mean he built it. He just tell people.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Vince. He can direct for people what to do. Like, so the structural is going to hold, right? However, like, you look at it, right? Everyone went around the group and everyone said their name, right? Everyone said what they do. They're cool. Oh, he's a structural engineer. I remember that because we're going to build a shelter in 2 minutes. And then they all go back to Jess and like, oh, you're a structural engineer. What can we do? And then, like, from that point, his name's already out there because people all remember his name because he's got a job that will help him on day one.
But it's like 3 days together. They'll remember people's names.
No, they will. Yeah. But like from day one, everyone's just like, he knows how to build shelters. It's his job. That's like in your mindset because you're cold, you're freezing, you're out there in the rain at nighttime. You want to make sure you've got a shelter. So you go to the person that knows how to build a shelter.
Counter argument. wouldn't that people would know his name and people would want to align with? They would talk more with him. They would probably like, okay, this is a cool person I want to align with. Like he will actually build alliance because he's doing that.
His
That
name's
could
out
be-
there. His name is
but
out there.
that's how you
You don't
build
want
the
your name out there at
relationship.
all. His name
You
is out
can't
there.
just
though. It's
hide.
No. You want to hide. In
Yes,
the first
you-
couple
you
of
want to
episodes,
hide,
you
but
want
you
to
want to
hide.
build.
And then
You
work
want to
in the
build
background.
alliance.
Look at Raina. Look at Raina, right? Raina hid. Nobody bloody knows what he is, and he hid from like that first part, right? I think you have to not tell about your job if it's going to help you so early in the game. Do not say anything about it.
All right.
All right, okay. My kill it will be Dino because classical overplaying superfan. I hope he's gonna bounce back, but he did overplay massively for no reason at all. For no reason. So yeah.
He outed himself so badly.
Well, I guess that's it. I just forgot to mention that we're back in lockdown again. So it's always we always do this when we're doing lockdown.
Yeah.
Just an update. We ordered for any fanmate Australian fanmate survivor out there. All the Australian version that we know actually finished filming. Backup finished in Feb. Camera finished in March, and we finished in April.
Mhm.
We are really excited to share what we did and what we produced. Really proud of it. It's a good season, and we don't know when you're gonna see it, but keep your eyes on it.
Yeah.
It'll come out soon.
I
Hopefully.
better see how Tara's doing with that footage.
And if you want to play, join us, our big Melbourne Survivor family. Do keep an eye on our web page because we might do a season soon. No promises, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Depending
also,
on how like life goes and like how COVID happens and all that stuff.
The next season will be great because we're gonna play in
what?
water. We're gonna play with water, I guess.
No,
We're gonna be in the beach.
We're going to the beach.
We're going to the beach.
Going to the beach.
All right, guys. Thank you everyone for coming. You'll see us next week, same time. I'm assuming.
Sorry, the people whose comments we didn't get to.
There's only it's hey guys. So,
Yeah, there's only a couple of like hello people.
People commented like before the episode, like before we started asking questions and stuff.
it doesn't show
Yeah.
up. But
We've got
They don't
like
show up.
we've got Josh, we've got Dale, we've got John.
Ask. We can quickly answer them.
no one's looking now. Wait, you can say
probably
it. You can say
answered
it.
a few of them.
Yeah, just the one we didn't.
Is the Captain's Mutiny twist too OP? Do we reckon?
No,
No,
I love it.
They still
Yeah,
can get brought out. They still can get brought out in the next tribal if they.
Yeah.
the other
Well, one of them's already gone anyway, so
Oh yeah, we did sort of talk about that. Why is Threezo and Kian fashion legends? I mean, because they are.
Gian does have the pink.
Yeah,
hoodie,
but
though.
the orange top. I love it.
Love it. Yes, fashion queen.
Yeah, and then Dale's got a long one. I can't really be bothered reading it.
Just what's?
We covered that. That's about
Okay.
it.
Good, yeah, we covered that.
No, good stuff.
all right. Thanks everyone. We will see you next week.
See you next. Probably do it on Friday because Saturday it's my birthday next week.
Yeah.
So
Oh, is
probably
it?
not.
That's
Yeah.
still
Okay,
happening.
we get it on Friday.
Off screen. We're gonna talk about off screen.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Thanks. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.